Theory and Practice of Silviculture, lecture number 4. In previous lecture, we have studied about the locality factor, in which we have studied the first category under the 4 categories, that is called climatic factor. This lecture, we are going to study about the topographic or physiographic factor. So, the forest vegetation is been affected by or influenced by the factor of locality or habitat factor. As we have discussed about the climatic factor, then today we will be discussing about the topographic or physiographic factor, then edaphic factor and biotic factor. There are 4 factors as a locality factors which influence the forest or vegetation. So, this lecture we are going to study about the topographic or physiographic factor. What is topographic factor? Topographic factors are those factors which are related to the land configurations such as altitude, slope, aspect, exposure, latitude and longitude. These factors affecting climate and soil, features, and then altogether affecting the vegetation in that area. So there are land configuration, you can see up and down on the mountains, these are called physiographic factors. So this physiographic factor modify those climatic factors also. So in physiographic factor there are 4 parts we are going to study. Number 1 is configuration of a land surface, number 2 is altitude, number 3 is slope, and number 4 is aspect and exposure. So in this lecture, study first 2, that is called configuration of land surface and altitude. In the my next lectures will be dealing with slope and aspect and exposure. So let's understand the locality factor. Under locality factor there are 4 factors, again I am to repeat. One is climatic, then physiographic or topographic, number 3 is edaphic, number 4 is biotic. And in physiographic or topographic, again we have 4 classified into 4 subfactors. One is called configuration of land surface, then altitude, slope, aspect and exposure. Now first is, let's understand configuration of land surface. This configuration of land surface, how it goes up and down, this is called configuration. So this configuration of land surface we'll understand. So this is, you see, in our country when we go to the north, we will have more mountains and there's hills here, and there are from here east to north, you see the direction, very important is the direction. The direction of the mountain change and the distance from the sea had a great climatic significance. You can see from the sea how much far it is. Here you have mountains in the south also, they are very close to the sea and oceans, and here it is bit far from here, and there's a direction also. You can see the direction of the mountains from the east to north, they are running like this in a chains, okay, and this it is on these features in which the direction of the wind, the direction of the wind south, this southwest monsoon will come from here, direction of the wind is very important, rainfall is important which will strike here, and precipitation, all they depend on that one. Now let's understand, first is the difference in the rock formation. First of all, you see during the tectonic movement it happened like that, the mountains and hill will be formed. You can see there are some, what you see, stratification of rocks here. These stratification of rocks are important because what you say, percolation of your rain which comes from the soil, and it gives a direction for the, what you say, water. Important to determine what is the availability of the water through the spring. You can see there are springs. So this stratifications also helps give the direction of the springs. That is very important. If there is a spring, there is a source of water. Source of water is the ultimate forest. So it will help the forest as a luxuriant vegetation, where to come, where not to come. So that is, first is rock formation, that is a stratification of rocks, okay. Then this your configuration of the land, like rainfall is heavier in the windward side. You see this is a windward side, this side wind is coming from here and these clouds are coming here, the rainfall will be heavier here as compared when it will travel here in the higher altitudes, it will condense and then you'll have snowfall here, okay. So leeward side where more snowfall will be here, okay. So that is very important, where the rainfall will be receiving more on windward side as compared to leeward side. So the vegetation is also affected as per that rainfall, isn't it? Then in case of snowfalls also, it is likely that wind borne snow on the wind side, you can see here we have more leeward side, more snow get deposited in this leeward side as compared to windward side. So wind strikes the mountain at right angle, so it will strike the mountain at the right angle. So velocity also is been checked here, and in a hill valley, you can see this is a valley. In a hill valley you can go, okay, we'll have more shade here. So winters here will have pool frost. Already we studied about the pool frost in the previous lecture. So we will have pool frost just because of that configuration it happens. So configuration affect the soil formation also. How it affects the soil formation, you can see in the lower valleys you will have more soil depth as compared to the ridges. So depth is more here. Soil depth is more on the lower side because erosions will happen, the soil will be collected, accumulated here. So valleys will have more soil depth. More soil depth means more vegetations, more luxuriant vegetation. Your soil will be deep, root zone will be more. So they can have more better vegetation in the mesophytic type of vegetation in the valleys. Then after configuration of land in topographic, we will go for altitude. Now altitude, you all people understand very nicely from the mean sea level how much we go to the more to the height, that is altitude from the mean sea level. And then altitude, as you can see, this is more here. So altitude, hills on the more on the higher latitudes will be having a different effect. So altitude refers to the height of a place from the mean sea level. So altitude modifies the climate now. It modifies the climate because more the altitude, lesser will be the temperature. So how it affects? It affects the solar radiation, it affects the temperature, it affects the rainfall, wind and soil. This all is been modified by altitude. So let's see the solar radiation. When we see this is the altitude, you can see the mountain is here with a lot of species are being distributed at different altitudes. Let's see that at higher altitude, what happens? The air is clear and rare. So in the lower side it is turbid. When we go here, it is turbid here in the lower. But as we go up and up and up and up and up, higher altitudes, the sky becomes more clear, more rare, and then we have what? Solar radiation is more. Here we have high light intensity here because light has to pass very less turbid air here. But in the lower we have more turbid air, so radiation it is less in the lower one. So you see this altitude, as we go higher, 100, then 500 meter, then 1500, 4000, you can see the radiation, it goes 0.8, it goes 1 point. You see the radiation is increased, and up to 4000 it comes 1.6. that is how the radiation is been increased, because the higher altitude is clear and rare. Okay, hence when the intensity of radiation goes beyond extreme limit, it has a dwarfing. So junipers in the height, you see timberline, the trees will stop. No, timberline means there will be no woody type of vegetation there, only shrub type of junipers, and these things will be there in the higher altitudes because we have high light intensity, and that give us a dwarfing effect that already we have discussed in the previous lecture. So this is the effect of altitude, first with the light. So at higher altitude there is more light intensity, especially direct light or ultraviolet radiations. So due to this ultraviolet radiation, the conifers like spruce and fir, already I have told you about the spruce and firs. This is spruce and this is fir. They become like a columnar. You can see the columnar shape of tree will be there. Okay, because they want to adapt themselves with that radiation, with that inclination of that ultraviolet radiation, with that light. Okay, so that's why high level conifers like spruce, like your fir or deodar, they are provided with a bluish wax deposit. This bluish wax deposit, these are some layers which are a protection, gives protection against this UV rays and strong cuticle evaporation, to stop that evaporation and excessive light. This is the bluish color which you will find in those species. This is the adaptations for higher level conifers like spruce, like fir, or like deodar. Then this altitude also modifies the temperature. Let's come to temperature. As the air gets rare and higher, as I told you, when we go higher, the air gets rare and clear, so it is incapable to absorb more temperature. Now temperature fall. Now temperature fall at higher altitudes as 1 degree fall in 1 degree centigrade fall of mean temperature for up to 1500 mean sea level. Previous lecture also I have discussed that the 1 degree fall in temperature happens up to 15 here 1 degree fall in temperature will happen. As we go above more, then up to rise up to more after 1500 mean sea level, then what will happen? Temperature will be. So 270 meter rise, again 270 meter rise. Every 270 meter rise from lower mean sea level up to 1500 mean sea level, there is a decrease in temperature of 1 degree centigrade. But beyond that one, the temperature is sharp decrease. There will be very fall in temperature. So higher altitudes will have very low temperature. And just because of this temperature, there is altitudinal zonation in vegetation. What is altitudinal zonation? Altitudinal zonation is change in vegetation. You can see when we go in higher altitudes, as we reach to 1000 meter mean sea level, we have Pinus roxburghi, cheer pine. We go to more higher like 1500 mean sea level, up to when we reach to 2000 mean sea level, we'll have Pinus wallichiana here. So vegetation is changing as we go into higher altitudinal. This is altitudinal zonation just because of decrease in temperature. As we go to 2000 meter, as we go to 2500 meter, so the Pinus wallichiana will be restricted here, and Cedrus deodara will start here. And we go to 3000, then we'll go to the vegetation will be changed slowly to Picea cymoethana. They love to come in this cold climates. As we go more higher up to 4000, we have Abies spindro. They love to come in this at this altitude. Then as this is a distribution, as we discussed in the previous also, how the species is been distributed with the temperature as we go in the higher altitudes. And then finally we have junipers, and then alpine zone, and then there is timberline finishers, and we have all scrubs there. This is the adaptation with the temperature. Then rainfall. Then how your altitude, just because of altitude, again rainfall is also modified. So you can find that maximum of the moistures which are at around 2000 meter at mean sea level, you'll have maximum moisture here. It means that half of the water vapor is residing here. But as we go up, you see up to 4000 the moisture quantity is bit less, and they become condensed, and you can see the maximum rainfall happens here only at this altitude. Maximum rainfall will come here only. The rainfall will slowly decrease as we go in the top, and then finally when we go in the leeward, they will go in a snow leeward side. The rainfall, the moisture which is left will be converted to snow. So that is what you can see, that how rainfall is also been distributed as per the altitude. So because altitude, the mountains, they block the maximum of the moisture to this one side only, that is the windward side only. You can see the ratio. So rainfall ratio, when we see up to rainfall ratio, when we see up to 1000 meter, you have the maximum of the rainfall ratio 3.19, and the rainfall ratio slowly they decrease as we go in the higher altitude. Ultimately on the leeward side you will fall the snowfall. So that is what the altitude has modified the rainfall, and this rainfall has an influence on the vegetation. Ultimately you can see, so most of the rainfall is cumulus or cumulonimbus or stratocumulus. These are the rainfalls which are on the western slope of Western Ghats, southern of outer Himalayan. Very little rainfall on the leeward side, as already I have explained you. Now altitude also affect the wind. So wind at the higher altitude is very higher, wind will be more higher, so hailstorm will be more there, so it will affect your vegetation there. So ultimately wind is also been, you can say, modified by the altitude. So that is what desiccating effect of high altitude wind. We have protective plant like transpiration loss. Just now I explained about the waxy layer of bluish one which is in the higher conifers. Then soil. Now how altitude soil is been modified. You can see the geological formation change with the altitude. The erosion on the weathering rocks may get deposited. You can see it will get deposited in the lower elevation, and the soil formation is more here because, and you can see the plant community will be developed more in the valleys. So that is what the altitude has the effect. So that is very clear indication telling how the topographic factor with the configuration of the land and then altitude, it changes the affects the influences the forest. So keep watching my next lecture for this topographic factor only, for the next slope, aspect and exposure. Thank you.